Good morning, dear students. So today we are going to start with P block elements. Okay. In our last classes we have completed metallurgy, principle and process of isolation of the elements, and today is our lecture 17 in continuation. So we are going to start with P block elements. As you all know that periodic table has been classified into 4 blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block elements. So S block we have already completed in class 11. P block also, group 13, group 14 and group 15 we have already done in class 11. This year in class 12 you have to study group 16, group 17 and group 18 elements. So S block elements and P block elements, they collectively are known as representative elements. S block elements, they comprise of group 1 and group 2 elements, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. So far as P block elements are concerned, it comprises of group 13 to group 18. So today I am going to begin with group 16. Okay, group 16, actually it is known as oxygen family, but it has got a specific name as well, and that name I hope everybody knows. They are also known as chalcogens. Okay, CHALCOGENS. Chalcogens, that is ore forming elements. Since most of the elements in atmosphere occur in the form of their oxides and sulfides, and that is why they are known as chalcogens. So what are the members? Members are oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. As you all know, polonium, the last element of this group, is radioactive in nature and it has got a very short lifespan, half-life period is very less. And the general electronic configuration of group 16 element is NS2NP4. That means their valence electron is 6. Let's see an example. So far as oxygen is there, its atomic number is 8. So the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. As we go ahead, sulfur is 16. So neon 3s2, 3p4. Then selenium will be argon 4s2, 3d10, 4p4. Then comes krypton 4d10, 5s2, 5p4. And xenon will be, polonium will be xenon 4f14, 5d10, 6s2 and 6p4. So they have general electronic configuration NS2NP4 and the valence electron is 6. Now let us start with the periodic trend and physical properties first. But before we start the periodic properties, I would like to recap or recall. Just see that across the period atomic size decreases but down the group increases. Electronegativity across the period increases because the non-metallic character increases but down the group decreases. And just reverse will be metallic or electropositive character. Down the group it will increase but across the period it is going to decrease. And electron affinity and electronegativity, as you know that both are actually the properties of non-metals. They both have same periodic trend, and electron affinity also across the period increases but down the group decreases. Ionization energy, what is going to happen? Across the period ionization energy goes on increasing. So why does it increase? Because when we go across the period, atomic size decreases and down the group ionization energy will decrease. So keeping all these points in your mind, let us start with the periodic properties. So first of all, I would like to start with atomic size or atomic radii. So as compared to group 15 elements, as compared to nitrogen family, the atomic size of group 16 elements will be smaller, but down the group atomic size increases. But one thing, wherever there is violation, wherever there is exception, little bit difference as compared to the normal routine, normal decorum and so on, I am going to discuss that. So between oxygen and sulfur, there is a prominent difference. Why does it happen? Because the outermost electron of oxygen is in 2p, whereas in case of sulfur it is 3p. So in this case, there will be poor screening effect. So therefore, it has got little bit difference as compared to the normal trend. Now the next is ionization energy. Okay, as I said, across the period, ionization energy goes on increasing because there is a decrease in atomic size. But when I compare ionization energy 1, first ionization energy of group 15 will be higher than group 16. Although group 16 elements should have more ionization energy, but you can see over here that first ionization energy of group 15 is greater as compared to group 16. Why does it happen? Because group 15, their general electronic configuration is NH2 NP3, whereas in this case NH2 NP4. So as we all know that it has got half field stability in accordance to Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, and therefore in this case the first ionization energy, it is difficult to remove the first outermost electron, right? But if I compare the second ionization energy, then what is going to happen? In this case, now group 16 will have higher ionization energy. Second one I am talking about. So that's very important point, my dear students. So in this case, you have to consider the successive ionization energies as well. So far as metallic or electropositive character is concerned, so they are less metallic as compared to group 15, but down the group this metallic character will increase. Now electronegativity. So fluorine is the most electronegative element amongst entire elements of periodic table, and oxygen is next to fluorine. It is the second most electronegative element. So electronegativity of this group is higher as compared to group 15, and down the group electronegativity decreases. Next comes electron affinity. Okay, so their electron affinity is also higher as compared to group 15 elements, and down the group electron affinity is going to decrease, or it becomes less negative. But once again there is a difference between oxygen and sulfur. So oxygen has less negative electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. That's better to say. So oxygen has got less magnitude of negative electron gain enthalpy as compared to sulfur. And why it is so? Because of small size of oxygen, prominently small size as compared to sulfur. Next is the physical properties. Okay, and when I say physical properties, most importantly, oxygen at room temperature is gas, whereas rest of the elements in the same group, they exist as solids at room temperature. Another difference is that oxygen is diatomic. As you all know, its atomicity is 2, but when you consider sulfur, S8, octaatomic it is. Later we are going to discuss more about sulfur. So oxygen is gas at room temperature, whereas the rest of the elements, they are solids. Oxygen is diatomic, whereas rest of them they are polyatomic in nature. On going down the group, the melting and boiling point is going to increase because atomic size increases, mass increases, so that the magnitude of van der Waals force also increases. So we have discussed about the periodic trend and the physical properties of group 16 elements. Now let's start with their chemical properties. So first of all, we are going to discuss about their hydrides. So hydrides means compounds with hydrogen. Okay, so oxygen, it forms H2O, H2S, H2Se, H2Te and H2PO, but its existence is not there because of the radioactive nature of polonium. So we are going to discuss about the properties of these hydrides. Now, so far as the hybridization is concerned, hybrid state of each hydride is sp3 with 2 lone pairs. sp3 with 2 lone pairs, what is the shape? sp3 without lone pair, tetrahedral, lying at 109.5 degree. sp3 with 1 lone pair, pyramidal, like ammonia. sp3 2 lone pairs, so it's going to be bent, V or angular. Okay, let's see an example. So like water, and this shape is known as bent, V or angular. Water, its bond angle is 104.5 degree. Okay, and when I consider the bond angle, then water has highest bond angle. So bond angle on going down the group for the hydrides decreases. Why does it decrease? Because the atomic size increases and the electronegativity decreases. So the bond angle goes on decreasing. So far as reducing character is concerned, so reducing character, just reverse. Why it is so? Reducing nature means which helps in reduction but itself get oxidized. So what happens? Tellurium being largest in size, the bond dissociation energy is least, so that it can easily break the bond, and it's going to help by giving up its hydrogen so that reduction can take place. But thermal stability, stability towards heat. Okay, so thermal stability will also decrease on going down the group because the bond dissociation energy decreases when we go down the group. And so far as the melting and boiling point is concerned, water has higher melting and boiling point as compared to H2S, but thereafter increases. Vital and important point, my dear students. So why it is so? Because in case of water, the molecules are associated by means of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and these molecules, they have van der Waals force rather than hydrogen bond. Okay, so therefore, as you all know, hydrogen bond is stronger as compared to van der Waals and even dipole. So therefore, water has got higher melting and boiling point. And here I would like to share the numerical values as well. That's very important for competitive exams also, you know. So water, its melting and boiling point is also maximum. Then comes tellurium, then comes selenium, and hydrogen sulfide is having the least boiling and melting point. And you have seen in lab, hydrogen sulfide, it is prepared in Keep's apparatus with a very pleasant smell, is it? What's the smell of hydrogen sulfide? it has got a rotten egg-like smell, and at room temperature it exists as gas, whereas water is liquid at room temperature. Why it is so? If a question is asked, so hydrogen sulfide, it cannot associate with hydrogen bonding because of larger atomic size of sulfur, but water can do so. Why? Because oxygen is electronegative, oxygen is smaller in size, and so that it gets associated by means of hydrogen bonding. So from here, this part, hydrides, you know, this is very important, that arrange the following hydrides of group 16 as per the instructions. Maybe bond angle, thermal stability, reducing character, melting point, boiling point, and so on. So these introductory part, my dear students. So today we have started p block elements, and when you are asked what are p block elements, elements in which last electron enters in p subshell. What is their general electronic configuration? Ns2np1 to 6, because p can accommodate maximum 6. So the last group, noble gases, they have Ns2np6 except helium. Then which groups are lying over here? So it comprises of group 13 to group 18. So these are the important introductory points. You have to assimilate, you have to learn and understand their periodic properties, atomic size, ionization energy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, and so on. So chemical behavior, combination with hydrogen we have done today, hydrides, learn it properly, and in our next lecture we are going to start with oxides. Thank you very much.